Okay, so hello, YouTube friends. This is, I'm about to join here a support group called Loud Crowd, and they asked me every month or so to do a exercise session with them. So I thought I would broadcast this out to my YouTube friends to take a look if you like. And I'm going to launch that right now and join them. Not sure I got power. I got my water.
Hey, Patrick.
Hello, Sabina. How are we?
Wonderful. We have most of the gang here, and we have Stephanie joining us today. She's our brand new speech therapist.
Hey, Stephanie. Hello. Let's see here. A lot of familiar faces. Is my picture kind of glittering a little bit?
It is. Yes, it is.
I have a problem with one of my connectors. Is it livable, or do you want me to switch cameras?
It's livable, I think. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with it. I have this attachment for my 4K camera, which gives me a much better picture, but the link to the laptop is a little flaky. What's up, Greg? Hey, you're on mute, but I just saw you say, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Anyhow, actually, it's interesting. I was talking to my group. We've been playing around with different breathing exercises and just different forms of breathing. And I actually had a question for you, Sabina. Mm-hmm. There's a phase of breath that I've been using for reflection or meditation or just checking in purposes. And it's not inhalation or exhalation. And I don't know if there's a name for this phase, but and everyone can kind of do this. If you open your hands up really wide as you can, and then you relax, you'll feel like a rubber bandy effect, right? Yeah, you feel that? Now that for you guys that are doing hand exercises is a great tactile cue for you to seek to experience to really activate the hands. And this like elasticity is all over all of our body. It's in our tendons, our ligaments, our muscles, all the soft tissues have this, even the cartilage has this elastic component, and elite athletes often try to harness that, right? And from the moment we took our first breath, we were doing that because the rib cage has all of that as well. So when you inhale, you take a big breath in and you exhale, most of that work is just the work's already done, right? You've expanded the rib cage, and then the rib cage is going to compress on its own and escort that air out. Now, there's still going to be air in your lungs, right? There's always going to be air in your lungs. But if you wanted to get that residual air out, you'd have to activate and push the last bit of it out, right? So the phase I've been kind of interested in and experimenting with is the phase after the natural exhalation. There's residual air in the lungs, but there's no activity. And what you'll notice, we're going to do it once, is you'll feel the urge to breathe subtly get stronger and stronger. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do that exercise. We're first going to start just doing a little bit of moving around in a circle in our chair. We're going to do this exercise, and we're going to go to that quiet place when all the air is out and we're just still, and we're going to listen to the feeling. We're just going to experience the feeling of that stillness in that moment, and we're going to observe as our body begins to tell us it's time to take another breath. And don't do it until you're purple in the face. Just sit there for a moment. Let's reverse this. And when the feeling gets strong enough that you want to take a breath, go ahead and take a normal breath and continue to breathe. But as you take that breath, come up to a tall, still place in a nice posture. As you begin to take that breath, I want you to tell your body to stir. Just stir and begin to breathe. Whatever stir means to you. I don't mean like, stir the pot or anything. I mean, just basically that small verb of just to stir and awaken. So we're going to take a big breath in. Obviously, stay out of any type of pain, or if it feels like you're going to have to cough, stop. But we're going to take a breath in through the nose, and we're just going to let the air exhale through the mouth until it stops exhaling, and we reach that kind of place where there's no more air moving out or in. And we're going to sit there and just breathe, or just not breathe, just sit there and experience that quiet moment. You can do this with your eyes closed too. I find it actually better to kind of do it with your eyes closed. So I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes and take a big breath in and let it out. And now I'm going to begin to stir and start breathing again. I don't know what that phase of breath is. Is there a name for it, Sabina? Do you know?
I don't know, but the way you described it, you did such a good job describing that feeling. But I feel it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's, the funny thing is I find myself thinking about my childhood quite a bit. And with the voice stuff, I used to try to make that single little pluck of I'm sure I'm not doing that, but it feels like I'm just plucking a single vocal cord, because that's what a chord was to me back then. But I used to play around with my breath and my breathing and my voice as a child. And I've kind of returned to a little bit of that because I was much more experiential. We were becoming aware of this body and this thing and these lungs. And, I used to try to hold my breath for as long as I can, and all these like things that we become aware of. And as we grow older, I think we get away from that experimental curiosity. So we're going to do this just one more time. And we're going to close our eyes. We'll take a big breath in and just let it out and get to that place where it's all out and just still and feel your cavity, feel your body in that quiet moment. And when it gets to the point where like, yeah, I think I should take a breath, go ahead and take a breath. But I'm looking for that window of time, and I want you to call yourself into that moment. Eyes closed. Here we go. Big breath in. And then stir your way out of it. I don't know. I feel like it's a relaxing, it's a calming exercise. And I just thought I would start with that because I wondered if I stumbled upon the triangle of the foot. I had it slightly wrong, but I noticed that the sole of the foot has the heel, and it actually has the knuckle of the thumb and the knuckle of the small toe. And if you look it up in physical therapy, they'll talk about the triangle of the sole of the foot. And I had noticed that slightly differently, thought I discovered something new. No, it has already been discovered, and I had part of it wrong. Because I had the heel, I had the knuckle of the thumb, and then the lateral aspect of the side of the foot. And that was what I was treating as a triangle. And it's interesting when you're doing balance exercises to isolate that triangle by lifting your toes and lift the toes up to the top of your shoe. And then you don't have use of the toes. And then you're really having to balance on that triangle of the sole of the foot. But that's another topic. I digress. Okay, so are there any requests? I've got a little bit of what I'd like to do here today with y'all. But if you have any requests, I can alter it or sneak it in. Any requests? It's okay if you don't. 3, 2, 1, time. Request window is over, so we can move on. So because the way we live as a society, because of Parkinson's, there are common trouble spots that we need to maintain, nurture, address. What first comes to mind, the obvious one, is your hips. We spend so much time seated. We get our hips get tight, right? So if you're in physical therapy, you have low back issues, a large percentage of the time, they're going to be stretching the front of your legs because that's where the source of the issue is. The other issue would be your calf. you want to make sure your calf is stretched. Now, these are issues for entire populations, the calf in particular with Parkinson's, because shuffling of gait can occur, and we want to mitigate any type of restriction on that calf. So making sure you're stretching your calf muscle every day is another one. Your posture, of course, but your posture in particular, your thoracic spine. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little exercise here that's going to help us see kinesthetically more accurately our spine, our neutral spine. Parkinson's affects areas and parts of our body that are hard for us to access as humans. They're inside of us, they're behind us. Those are a lot of the areas. So we need to be on that continuing pursuit of understanding both intellectually and physiologically, so we can access and we can adjust our posture and straighten our spine. You know, sometimes you've heard, honey, you're slumping. It's probably true, you're slumping. But how are you going to correct it consistently and go back to that neutral spine? That's what's going to improve it, is the awareness and the knowledge of what the neutral spine is. In particular, I want to do a little drill that I came up with for the thoracic. The thoracic is where we get so much of our rotation. We don't think of that, but our lumbar spine, very little. There's very little rotation. All of our mobility up from here on up, a lot of it comes from the mid back. What is that? What is that mid back? We're going to take a look at it right now. And we're going to do a little exercise, a little movement here. Then it's going to give us something to think about. And I'm going to push back here, make sure my camera's all right. All right, it's still kind of blinking around. I wonder if that's the lights. I don't know. All right, well, are we okay? Do I need to switch cameras, or is this good?
It's good.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, great. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, sit nice and tall in the chair, and I'm going to have you wrap your clavicle. This is going to give us a little touch cue. Wrap it so it's kind of irritating. Okay, now go ahead and put that hand back on the top of your leg. Now you feel that hot spot. I want you to turn it up a little bit. Raise that, pull your shoulder blades together and down. Bring your arms out into the no money position. This is my favorite position. Really, I use it almost every single day because it really allows us to set that upper body posture. It pulls your shoulder blades together and down. Now lower those hands to the tops of the legs. Big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. So now we're going to take a look at our mobility of the thoracic spine. I'm going to have you bring your arms straight out in front. What can our spine do for us? Well, it can rotate. So we're going to turn here. And as we go through these patterns, I want you to see if you can reference the spine. I know it's difficult, but see if you can feel that spine moving into rotation. And then we will come back to center. And we could laterally flex to the side, right? A lot of that's coming from that mid-spine. Turning the shoulders from side to side. My hands are tilting because my shoulders are tilting. I'm not doing any fussing around like that. We could also flex forward. So draw your forearms to you and curl around your spine, then press forward. So we can flex forward around the forearms. Again, a lot of mid-back there. Bring it out. We could arch back or go into what they call extension. This is so important and can be really affected by Parkinson's, the stiffness in the back. That extension, arching back, and I'm tilting my head back as well. We can bring our arms forward here. We could go into extension with rotation, turning back. So I'm arching back and looking up, right? We've gone through these. And if you kind of turn your head and follow your hand, that will cue you into the right movement here. So extension, I'm arching back, but I'm turning. So it's called extension with rotation. Bring it back a lot from the cervical spine. And one I kind of blew past, I forgot, which was flexion with rotation, right? So we could do this move here. And predominantly, all of these moves are coming from the thoracic, which is so important for us. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a couple drills with this through these patterns, okay? So I'll take them slow, follow me through. And as we go through them again, reference your spine. This tall posture that we just established is something you need to visit every moment that you think of it. You need to go to this place. You need to make that behavior throughout your day to set your posture and maintain it, because you're going to get more muscle memory that knows this. You're going to get more endurance in those posture muscles in this proper position. All right, here we go. Let's go through it. I'm going to vary the order slightly to include the flexion with rotation, which I forgot earlier. But first one we started with was the turn. Reference the spine. Turn all the way forward here. And now back. And then we went into the flexion to the side. Flexion to the side. Back up forward. We went to the forward flexion. So curl around those forearms. Let's do this one more time. Flexion forward. Bring it out. And now we'll do the flexion with rotation, right? It's the same bending forward, but we're turning. Bring it back up. And we're going to go into the parachute move. We're arching back. I love this. This is the extension. Bring it forward. We're going to do this one more time just because it's such a good one and for us. Arching back. Bring those arms forward. And we're going to do that up and across, extension with rotation. And back, extension with rotation. And back. Pull those hands back, out into the no money. Chin is level. Big breath in. And exhale. And lower your hands to the tops of your legs and breathe. Okay. Fun, isn't it? So I hope that gives you a little better understanding of your spine and knowing that we really need to nurture that thoracic and repair that when we can and restore that when we can. Okay, so we're going to do, I'm always coming up, I enjoy the pursuit of developing movement games. And this is a modification of a game I found in a boxing class. But before we play it, I'm going to program you to screw it up. I'm going to program you to make it more challenging. We're going to do a mirror drill, okay? So as you sit up in your chair, first of all, glance down, make sure your chair doesn't have like armrests that you might bang your elbow in, because whenever that happens, you always seem to hit your funny bone. There's nothing funny about the funny bone. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to move with me. I'm going to go through some different patterns, and I want you to follow me. Breathe, sit tall. Just imitate as you can. There is no right or wrong. Don't worry. Just do your best to follow. You guys are doing great. This is actually complex stuff to try to imitate. Big breath in and exhale and lower your hands to the tops of your knees. Okay, let's have some fun. So we just did a mirror drill. I'm going to teach you 4 seated punches, and they're really easy because the direction is in the name. All right, so we're going to bring our hands up here to our chest here, and if I say right, straight, go, you're going to throw a straight punch, and you're bringing it back. If I say left, straight, go, left comes out straight. If I were to say right cross, go, just going to throw the right hand across, left cross, go, right? If I were to say left up, go, or right up, go. So those are 3. If I was to say right out, go, right, left out, go. So here's the game. I'm going to call a punch, and I'm going to vary them around. And I'm either going to say right straight, go, or I'm going to say right straight, no, which means you're going to inhibit your ability to, you're going to stop and not throw the punch. And we just did mirror game, so you were always following me. But here's the deal. When I say right straight, no, I'm still going to throw the punch. You see? So you have to not just follow me, you have to think, and you have to intercept that motion, right? All right, here we go. Right straight, go. Left straight, go. Right straight, no. I got a couple of you. Right cross, go. Left cross, no. Right up, go. Left up, go. Left out, go. Right out, no. Don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake. It's fine. It's about the trying. It's about the effort. That's where the work comes in. That's where the benefit is. Okay. Right straight, go. Left straight, go, go, go. When you hear that, you're going to keep throwing punches until I say stop. Reset. I used to say freeze, but it's not a good thing to yell out in a Parkinson's exercise class. Left straight, go. Listen up. Right up, go. Right up, left straight, go. Left out, right out, go. Left straight, go. Left cross, go. Right straight, go. Right cross, no. Sit up tall, open them up, bring them back down. Big breath in and exhale. Let's do, if you have a water bottle, take a sip of water. And let's do, let's see, how do I want to do this? Okay, we're going to do a little movement drill here. I call it BAMs and zaps, and we're going to do a little experiment. We're going to observe our performance and see if we can't squeeze out a little more intensity. We're going to take our hands, we're going to cast them out. Remember we talked about that springiness? Each time you cast your hands out, I want you to feel that. As we throw those hands out, we're going to kick the right leg out and then kick the left leg out. All right, feel that springiness. And as you extend that leg forward, land the edge of the heel on the ground, so flex the ankle. And we're going to accompany this move with a voice word, and the word is going to be BAM. And we're going to try to incorporate some of the meaning of that word BAM into the movement. Ready? BAM. 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 Good. One more. BAM. And BAM. Okay, we're going to throw our hands now out to the side, and we're going to open them up like this. And we'll just bring our legs out to the side and to the side here. And for this move, we're going to use the word, we're going to electrify the movement with the word zap. 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 Give me a zap. 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 One more. Zap. And zap. Very good. Big breath in and exhale. we're going to combine the bams and the zaps. We're going to throw those arms forward and we're going to go bam, bam, zap, zap, bam, bam, zap, zap, bam, bam, zap, zap, one more, bam, bam, zap, zap. And I know not all of you are doing this is fine, but this one you can do if you want. We're going to see, for those of you who are doing this, if we can squeeze out even a little more ridiculousness and intensity. So what I want you to do is give yourselves permission right now to get a little nutty, a little goofy, a little crazy, a little big. And in order to coax that up, we're going to create some face energy. All right? And we're going to take that face energy and we're going to put it into bams and zaps. So big eyes, big mouth, big nose. Ah, ah, and sneer into a tiny face frown. Really hard. Frown as hard as you have ever frowned before. And then release into a giant smile. Make a little noise. Yeah, that's right, Greg. That's right. Now we're going to do this one more time, and then we're going to go into the bams and zaps. Here we go. Big eyes, big mouth, nostrils. I know you look silly. Just go with it. Vocalize. To a sneer. The tiniest frown, hard frown, eyebrows, terse lips, into a giant smile. Sit up. We're going into the bams and the zaps together. Make them big, make them crazy. 3, 2, 1. Bam, bam, bam. Zap, zap, and bam, bam, bam. Zap, 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 and bam, bam, bam. Zap, 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 bam, bam, zap, zap, one more, bam, bam, zap, and zap. Big breath in. Yes, thank you for going on that little crazy, absurd journey with me. I know some of you didn't participate, but it was probably fun to watch, right? Everybody making goofy faces. All right, so we're gonna do a little stretch here before we rest. This is one of my favorite ones. It's an everyday one. It's gonna cue the central nervous system to relax the muscles we're stretching. Spread your feet nice and wide here. Toes kind of pointed out or feet pointed out. You're gonna bring your hands together in front, and then you're gonna point your fingertips down towards the ground. Straighten that spine and come forward from the hip. Forward from the hip. Let the stomach fall between the legs there. Now separate your hands and grab your ankles here. Your arms should be at the inside of your legs. Call your attention, this is the cool part, call your attention to your hips and the low back. Notice whatever tension is there. And watch it vanish as you now squeeze your knees into the backs of your arms. That's the central nervous system inhibiting the muscles that are behind us. Breathe. Keep the pressure on both sides. I'm squeezing here about 10%, 10, 12%, not really crushing it. Leave the left hand in position, but release the right hand and swing it up like the dial of a clock. Turn your head to look to the hand. Breathe. Just hold this for about 7 seconds. And now you're going to release and slowly let it flow down here. You're going to tap your left wrist and bring it back across, attaching it to the inside of the right leg. Squeeze both sides again, aligning that spine. And release the left hand and turn it up. Yeah, we're rotating our thoracic, what we started with. Look at this, us returning right to the theme of today. So my right hand is still on my ankle there, and I'm still squeezing. That's my anchor. And now I'm going to slowly bring it back down, and I'm going to tap my right wrist and then bring the left hand across, squeezing both sides. Reset. And now release the right hand and bring it up. See if you don't get up a little bit higher without much more effort. And slowly lower it back down, tapping that left wrist, bringing it back across, squeeze both sides, resetting, get that locked in one last time, and release the left hand and up. And lower it back down, tap the right wrist back across, and for the last beat, just squeeze, reset that spine in neutral as you come on up. Here we are, no money. Bring your knees back together. You'd be hard pressed to find a better name stretch than no money.
Yeah.
Clamshell's pretty good, but it doesn't really come close. Big breath in, lower the hands as you exhale to the tops of the knees. All right, take ooch and ouch and open them up and put them together. All right, we did it. Yeah. All right. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Patrick. That
Sure.
was wonderful.
Thank you. And Stephanie, it was great to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah. All right. Everybody, it's so great to see your friendly faces again. Sabina, thank you for having me back.
Thank you, Patrick. I hope we'll have you back again next month.
Sure. Just email me. We'll set it up.
Sounds great. Thank you. We appreciate this. This is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah,
my
thank you
pleasure.
very much, Patrick.
Greg, you're welcome. Good to see you again.
Patrick,
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
I'm ready for lunch.
Yeah. All right. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Just a quick little visit with the support group. Thanks for watching YouTube. We'll see you next time.